Creative Brain Candy by creators for creators.
When I heard about what Agnes had done to Bruce, I couldn't understand it, let alone imagine myself doing something like that.
Something like what?
Taking life to save life. Hurting some to save others. I guess I'm just trying to understand the logic of sacrifice.
The logic of sacrifice? I don't like the sound of that.
So you think there is no logic? No calculus of life and death?
I think it depends on if you're the person holding the knife.
Everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week we take some time to admire the butterflies and sniff some orchids as we watch the riveting part one of a two-part season finale that answers some questions and creates even more. It's season 1, episode 9 of Star Trek Picard at In Arcadia Ego part 1. But first, he's the old Data lookalike to my old starship captain, and one of us is going to end up in a golem. It's James. How are you doing, James?
I'd like to be the golem.
You want to be the golem?
Yeah,
Okay.
Just one of you can end up inside of me.
Yeah, you may not want to be
there?
the golem because he's going to be the golem who's going to encapsulate myself or James's consciousness in his warm, tender embrace. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
You know, when I get to host this show, I'm changing the front to say a sci-fi podcast from three guys that know sci-fi.
Or a few guys that know sci-fi.
Or a few guys, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll say three
Are
just
you guys
to rub
still
it in.
hung up on that?
Yeah, still.
Still.
It wakes me up in the middle of the night.
Does it really?
It does.
You've got
Is
problems,
that what
man.
waking you up? That's what wakes you up right now? Is that?
Well,
It's not James
now-
running his hand up your thigh?
No, now it's going to be which one of you guys is going to be inside me.
You know, okay. You know what? This is what's going to wake you up from now on is I'm going to have your mom call you at 3 o'clock. every morning.
Oh, my God.
Join our Discord if you'd like to know the background behind that joke.
Yeah. So yes, on smokinganddrinkinginspace.com, up in the upper right-hand corner is the link to our Discord server. Definitely go up there, check that out. Join the conversation. Nobody
Join
has
myself and
anything
Rob's
better
mom.
to do. Yeah. Nobody has anything better to do right now since we're all pretty much in quarantine.
I still have to go to work.
Well, sorry.
Are you essential personnel? I mean, I'm trying to imagine a world that we live in that you're essential.
He's IT.
No, our entire building is completely working until the government says otherwise.
You are not
Like,
essential. They're
Mandated.
Any translation of the word essential, Rob is not it. Superfluous, yes. Essential, no.
Speaking of essential, over on BGA this week, they are reviewing State of Decay 2, which is a game about a zombie apocalypse. The new Juggernaut edition came out earlier last week, 13th, March the 13th. It was Friday the 13th. So they're playing that. They're reviewing that this week, and I've been playing it with them. In fact, I will be on to talk about it as well. This is a game that Rob and I have been playing since the very beginning, and it was really exciting to finally have a big update like this. It involves new maps, some new fighting styles and weapons, some definite player and creature improvements. So it'll be a good show. Check that out.
Yeah, I want to get a 4-way going on in there and just flashbang everybody, minus the flash.
We had a 4-way going.
Yeah. Hashtag
I
things your
wasn't.
mom has said to me.
Yeah, right. Can I kick him?
No.
All right. I'm going to start looking up some corn jokes.
I'm okay if you keep saying things like four-way.
You don't think
about corn all you want.
You don't think I said that on purpose? Shit.
I don't think you did. I don't think there's a lot you say on purpose.
Oh, I say everything is purposely said.
Drunkonomics' latest episode is going to talk about the Fed and how it regulates liquidity, and they get liquidity or liquid themselves pretty quick. So check that out.
That would be liquidated.
No, they don't get liquidated. They're not dead. They just get really liquid with the scotch. I think they're drinking scotch, the scotch that they drink. So it's fun to watch them start out talking about, economic theory. And then by the end, they're just kind of sloshing all sorts of thoughts around.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. How are you watching them?
I hate Rob. You have any more Rob's mom jokes?
Yeah, no, I do. You want me to call her in here right now? She's waiting for me.
I'm going to change my haiku. I was being nice and generous to you.
James, what's happening over at Simply Stogies?
Actually, I just dropped an episode today that has Aaron from Drunkonomics on, where we talk about the impact of COVID-19 on the market and how it relates to your local economy, the national economy, the global economy, and then the cigar economy. And you're going to hear it here first, I think, depending on when this episode comes. Yeah, you will. You'll hear it here first. I sat down and had a interview with Dan Thompson from McAuliffe Cigars this week. And so that will be next Sunday. So it'll be the Sunday after you listen to this. It'll be out. So look forward to that, April 1st. McAuliffe Cigars, Dan Thompson, great cigar company, great interview. It was a lot of fun.
Very cool. Also up on smokinganddrinkinginspace.com at the upper right-hand corner is a Keanu Reeves Day petition that you can sign. So go out, sign that petition. We're asking for March 21st, 2021 to be the first Keanu Reeves Day. So sign the petition. Let's make that happen. That's also the day that the Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 are scheduled to launch. So
yeah, if it gets done in time.
Right.
Yeah. Has anyone checked Keanu Reeves' blood? He may hold the key to beating back COVID-19.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe.
Get the scientists on it right now.
I'll give him a call.
Hold on. Let me tell Rob's mom to tweet that out.
Rob, you got any
Joke's
news?
on you. She doesn't have Twitter. I do.
What news you got?
First one. Episode 9 of Picard came out this week.
I'm glad we remembered.
Yep. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was all right.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It was a little
short.
A little short.
Yeah, I need to catch up on that series.
You should. The only thing I did, and it was a little feminine. Lots of flowers.
Don't spoil it for me.
Oh, you're all excited now. He's in it now. Oh, you said flowers and butterflies.
Did you say that on purpose?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Whatever. Moving on. So NASA fixed their Mars lander Insight by hitting itself with a shovel.
That is so awesome. This is the most amazing story this week.
Yeah.
I was going to send that to you. I'm so glad that you
I found it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
they made it hit itself with a shovel.
Yeah. So in the Insight lander, it's got this probe that is supposed to burrow into the surface and like a jackhammer and take some samples and stuff like that. The problem is the soil is clumpier than the scientists expected, and it got itself stuck. So they tried to get it out, and they couldn't quite get it to do what it needed to do. So they gave it a good old solid thwack with a shovel.
Well, that's how I fix everything. I just hit it with a shovel.
Yeah.
It's like the Russian astronaut on
on Armageddon.
Yeah. Just hit everything until it works.
Yeah. So apparently it was successful, and there you are, back up and digging, or burrowing, or whatever.
Armageddon, another movie that's on the great big list of sci-fi titles.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good movie.
No, it's
I
not.
can't tell you how many times I got choked up watching Bruce Willis shove Ben Affleck out of the thing so that he could go and die, and Ben Affleck could bone his daughter.
I can't tell you how many times I wish I was that lion on the Serengeti going to hide himself, or whatever it was. The thing that went down Liv Tyler's panties. That's what I want to be.
Oh,
Animal Cracker.
Yeah. Animal Cracker. The Animal
Yeah.
Cracker. Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, what the fuck
Yeah, I
are
was
you
like,
talking
Lion,
about, Rob?
Serengeti. Were we talking about the same movie here?
Remember they did the whole Serengeti
Yeah,
thing on her belly. Yeah.
Now, is that like some kind of illusion that she's not shaven?
Ooh,
To go
like
hide
she's-
under that. Well, no, she had panties on. It was hiding in the brush.
Oh, okay.
Or hiding in the bush. Or
Like
brush.
I don't mind
I don't
flossing
know.
after a meal. I was just asking.
Perfect.
What else you got, Rob?
Wow. So Rosario Dawson
Saw this.
Yep.
is officially casted as Ahsoka Tano in Mandalorian Season 2.
Yep.
Did you mean Tano?
Yeah, sorry, Tano. Sorry.
And I don't care.
Wait. Why don't you care? I think it's a great casting decision. There are those out there that are poo-pooing the shit out of this.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, bring Ashley Eckstein or something.
Okay,
Because-
that's not how this works. That's not how, because why? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because I don't care about the character. I mean, I didn't watch the Clone Wars, so I don't know anything really about Ahsoka Tano. And everybody's gaga over the character.
Oh, I'm not.
Why?
I think she's a shitty character, to be honest with you. She left the
Sky
Jedi Order.
Guy.
Yeah.
Hi, Sky Guy. Yeah. Well, that's just shitty writing right there. I'm interested to see what they do with it. But yeah.
I mean,
That's-
don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
but it-
Rosario Dawson is a great actress. She's
Ass to mouth.
what?
Nobody gets that reference.
Oh, is that from Clerks 2?
Clerks too. Ass to mouth.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was,
Going, wait, please. Somebody get that reference. Otherwise,
Sidetrack.
I just sound like an idiot going ass to mouth.
No, you sound like an idiot regardless.
Well, thanks, Rob. Your mom loves ass to mouth.
All right, that's it. Oh my God. The entire haiku is changing.
I couldn't help myself. I couldn't. You shouldn't. Why would you say something right at that point, Rob? Oh my God. On purpose. You said it on purpose. You set me up. I knocked it down.
So I got one more. I got one more thing.
what else you got?
This one's a quick one. I don't want to hear it because I know Crowley is going to not like it. But Cinema Blend, for some strange reason, decided to rank their Star Wars movies.
Yes.
Some of them are right. Some of them are wrong.
That's really all you need to know.
Yep. Number 11 is Attack of the Clones. Number 10 is Rise of Skywalker. Number 9, The Phantom Menace. Number 8 is Revenge of the Sith. 7 is Solo. 6 is Force Awakens. 5 is Rogue One. 4 is Return of the Jedi. And this is where it completely loses me. Number 3 is The Last Jedi. Then A New Hope, and then Empire Strikes Back. So other than a couple places in there where Cinema Blend decided they were smoking too much weed and thought Last Jedi was good, great.
Well, I think I want to revise mine, and I think this is a great opportunity to do it. I think number 1 is Empire Strikes Back, and then tied for 10 is the rest of the bullshit. And I think that's just where I'm going to land on Star Wars from now on, is Empire Strikes Back is 1, everything else is tied for 10th.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
And what made you come to this conclusion?
Star Wars fans are fucking idiots. I think that's kind of where I've landed on it. I don't have time for their level of idiocy. Like complaining
You
about
got nothing but time, dude.
when everybody has nothing but time now, and I still don't have time for their level of idiocy. People bitching about Rosario Dawson being casted as Ahsoka Tano is the most just asinine thing I've ever heard. And I podcast with Rob, so you know That's how I feel about this, because this is not how it works. You don't hire voice actors to be the physical actors. Like, very rarely does that happen. And more often than not, you don't hire the physical actor to be the voice actor. Everybody has a specific set of skills. It's like Taken. Okay. They all have a very specific skill set, and that's how they break into what they're doing. And guess what? Ashley Eckstein, while everybody would, oh my gosh, she needs to be the live action Sakatana. No, she doesn't. She absolutely does not. Rosario Dawson is the perfect person to cast in that role. Everybody shut the fuck up. I don't care what you think. If I did, I'd be as woke as everyone else. And guess what? I'm not. So everyone can fuck off, especially Star Wars fans. I'm done with them.
Yeah, but I don't know that I would punish the films because of the fans.
Dude, the films punish themselves.
A lot of them do, yeah, but not all of them. So you're lumping in all the bad films with the good films. That's not fair.
There's like 3 good films. There's literally 3 what I would consider good films. That's a third of the rest. Like, Rogue One is good. I don't think it's really a Star Wars film. It's just kind of set in the Star Wars universe. When I think of Star Wars, I think of the Skywalker saga, and that's what most people think of. And so these fans that kind of parse it out, I don't. It's not like, it has to be parsed out, right? It has to, because fucking Rogue One is not Star Wars. It's just set in the Star Wars universe. So anything Lucas did, 1, 2, and 3 suck.
Right.
4, 5, and 6 are okay. 6 is okay. 4 and 5, really, 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 really good. Like, really good. Like, top 10 movies of all time good. 7, 8, and 9, like, 7's pretty good. 9, it's okay. 8 can suck a big giant dick.
Who's ready for a pod crawl?
Yeah. See, this is why you didn't want to. Why did you even bring this up, Rob? God damn it. Where's your mom at? I need consoling.
Here we go.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
The show opens with a rare present-day scene where Jurati is freaking out over a shipquake and Picard is enjoying the transwarp conduit show playing in front of him. The La Sirena makes the Kessel run in record time, but an annoying Romulan tagalong ruins their good time by trying to blow them up. The mermaid dodges, ducks, dips, dives, and dodges, but gets outsmarted by a Romulan slideshow. Fortunately, the artifact arrives in the nick of time, but the happy reunion is cut short by the arrival of a bunch of space orchids. Yes, I said space orchids. The orchids lovingly envelop their prey, pull them all down into the atmosphere, and then finally crash them on the planet. The La Sirena escapes being damaged in the crash landing, but all the systems and power are knocked out. The Borg cube is fucked, however, having no power and being smashed in the landing process. Picard and the gang head to the cube where they are reunited with the littlest ninja and Annika, the hottest Borg queen. Annika shares some Duracells so they can get long-range sensors back online, and they discover there is a swarm of warbirds heading their way. The mermaid gang say their goodbyes and head to the synthetic colony to say howdy. When they arrive, they are greeted by the dimmest android who likes to touch faces, and Alton Soon, the supposed long-lost love child of Noonien Soon. They get the nickel tour and catch the audience up on the miraculous wonders Maddox and Soon were able to create. Picard drops the bomb on them that a bunch of Romulans are coming to shit on their Neo-Greek toga party, and they start ramping up Space Orchid production. The sister of Jaina, Sutra, who looks like the unholy love child of Other Dash and Goldmember, mind melds with Jurati to get the apocalyptic space message from her brain. Turns out it's not just a bunch of fragmented horror porn images, it's an actual message from another synthetic civilization that's beyond space and time. That means unknowable in show speak, so stop trying to figure it out. The super synth race says that biologics are bad, imperfect, and suspicious of the perfect things they create. They say that for just 3 easy payments of $9.99, they can be called on a super secret subspace frequency to come and exterminate all of the biologics that have infested your pristine galaxy. They will even throw in some bait traps at no cost. Sutra likes the idea, but Other Dash is on the fence. However, after a brief encounter from her now captured ex-boyfriend turned attempted murderer and some axiological jousting with Picard, Other Dash is ready to make the call. Sutro and Alton build the cell tower. Picard makes an epic speech about peace, hope and bridging the gap of understanding that falls flat on its face, and Roll Jurati switches sides again, while JL is put on house arrest. Credits.
So Jean-Luc is put on quarantine because he wasn't social distancing.
Yeah, you got to social distance, even with the synths.
Yeah.
The androids. You got to social distance.
Yep. All right, so part 1 of a 2-part season finale. We got a lot of our answers or questions answered in this episode.
I think you had it right the first time. A lot of our answers questions.
Yeah, we did have a lot of our answers questioned too. We get to see the lab that Maddox fled to after the Mars incident. Apparently, there's another Soong on that planet. Now, my first question is, with a show of hands, and by a show of hands, I mean, say yes or no, because this is a podcast, you doorknobs.
Wait, why am I a doorknob all of a sudden?
Because you were going to raise your hand just like I was. Be honest.
Who thinks that Alton Soong is not really Dr. Soong, Dr. Noonien Soong's son or biologic son?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Rob?
I'm on the fence.
So what keeps you on the fence? I mean, we've got precedent in The Next Generation by both Soong and his wife that they never had children.
It could have been a love child.
This log had a child.
I don't know. I mean, well, I guess.
So you think he dilly-dallied around with some colonists and maybe some kind of child left the colony before the crystal entity came and killed everyone?
I don't know. Maybe. But, maybe it is a android because, I mean, he did create his wife to look completely human and realistic and didn't know the difference that he was actually or she was a robot. So maybe. Yeah,
she had some kind of shielding or something that tripped up the tricorders whenever it scanned her to show that she was human and not an android.
Right. And then she had no idea that she was human or wasn't human.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see.
I don't know. The simplest answer is that this is probably lore that was moved over to a biological body while Maddox was still alive, because he said Maddox was huh?
Yeah, by Maddox, because Maddox was the straight guy.
Yeah, and since Maddox is gone and his body is aging, he needs Agnes Jurati to kind of bridge that gap that Maddox filled to get him in the new Golem body.
Yep. Which I'll be honest, it doesn't make a lot of sense. unless Laura was put in a prototype Golem body, which is completely possible. Right? So here's the thing. For those of you that don't remember, at the end of one of the TNG episodes, Descent Part 2, where Lore had taken the Borg, some of the Borg that Hugh had patriated or freed from the collective, taking them, and he was leading them. At the end of the 2-part episode, Lore was deactivated. The emotion chip was taken out of him. Lore had killed his father, and the last words Lore said to Data was, anybody remember?
I love you,
brother.
I love you, brother.
Yeah.
That was it. So we don't know what happened to Data after that, other than he was deactivated. So it's entirely possible.
He was kept on the Enterprise.
Well, sure, as far as we know. But it's entirely possible that at some point, Data gave Maddox Lore.
Well, it makes sense because unless Lore's body was found in the past on Earth, because the Enterprise crashed. The Enterprise D crashed. So if Data didn't transfer the body out of the Enterprise, that's where it would be. Or no, it wouldn't be Earth. It would be that planet.
The planet that the Nexus went past.
Yeah. I'm
In
mixing up my
Generations.
movies here. Yeah. So unless his body was found in the wreckage of the Enterprise D on that planet,
which Maddox would know about, presumably, assuming that he was still in Starfleet at the time. At the very least, he was at the Daystrom Institute.
Yeah.
So keeping in touch with data, he would eventually know where it's at, right? Unless it's classified. So that's my guess, is that this is Lore. He acts like Lore. He talks a lot like Lore. And if he wanted to pass as like his mom did, quote unquote, because I'm sure Data told Maddox about that too, then this is the issue. Is that the golem that they created for Lore is malfunctioning, and they need a new golem. And so now he needs Agnes's help to move his consciousness into that. Now, for me, the question is, who's getting it? Is it Picard, or is it going to be Lore? Or if this doesn't turn out to be Lore, it's actually often Rong Soong's son.
I think it'll be soon. I don't think Picard. I don't think they would do that to Picard, because first off, they would have to make him young again. I mean, why put him into a new body and then keep him old? That doesn't make sense story-wise.
That sounds like something I said to you.
Yeah, and the more I thought about it, I think I agree. But also, it goes against Picard's character. Now, it may be that they do it, if they do it for Picard, they do it against his will or while he's unconscious and can't make that decision.
Like he's dying.
Right, and they want to
something.
save his life. Yeah.
It's the only way we could do it.
Well, and that might be why he ends up looking old. Maybe they do it and they don't tell him.
Possibly, yeah. But then once he doesn't have that,
they're trying to hide him.
Just like Soong hid the fact that his wife, quote unquote, was a machine.
But the golem is a biological body it's an android for a biological mind.
No, it's a biological body too. If you look at it,
that's true.
It looks like it looks like a see-through biological body. It had biological veins, brains.
Well, I'm
bones.
thinking it's something similar to. So, do you think Soji and all them? I don't care about the Goldmember clan, but do you think
those are the originals? I'm guessing.
Do you think Daj is biological with a positronic brain?
I think Daj and Soji are biological with biological brains.
How does that?
They may have enhanced biological brains that.
I don't think they're biological.
No, they're not.
They got to have
androids.
positronic. Otherwise, you can't get the engrams.
Who says? The whole point of this was to blend biological and
so you think they're the new golems?
Yeah.
And then what consciousness did they put inside?
I think they grew. I think their consciousness is based off of a data engram.
But
how do you grow a consciousness?
Yeah, they would have had to been put inside.
They're still their own person.
Well, sure, they're their own person, but they're programmed.
You have to propagate the consciousness. You have
they're
to grow
programmed
it.
like a positronic brain.
Are you sure they're programmed?
Yes, because Maddox said it himself. He said, "I programmed them to forget where they were from."
Yeah,
and then have all these experiences.
Yeah, I still think they're biologic. They may have some kind of programming that was put into their biological functions, but I still think they're biologic, or mostly biologic with some kind of enhanced.
Well, they're obviously enhanced because they're like super fast and strong and all that kind of stuff.
Like the $6 Million Man. I don't buy that for a second. I think they're androids. I think they're highly advanced androids.
But I think that's the whole point of this show is it's going kind of BSG / Mass Effect on us, where we're fuzzing up the line between biologics and synthetics.
Oh, I don't disagree. I think that's where they're trying to take it. Until you see, or that's where I thought they were trying to take it, until you see the admonition, and you see the admonition translated with context.
Mm-hmm.
And then they are artificial. They're 100% artificial. They are AI. and they have evolved to the point where they all have sentience, and now it's time to bring in, the big bad, which hopefully is not control.
That's if you trust the message from the admonition. Do you think whatever civilization sent that message is being absolutely truthful?
Yeah. If it is an artificial race, if it is AI, then yes, I think it's being truthful. I mean, look, that's kind of been the whole thing with Data, right? Is trying to become human and trying to fight against this programming. And in the end, was he sentient? Yeah, he was sentient, but he was still an android. He wasn't biological. There was nothing biological about him. He couldn't eat. He dreamt, but it was just because
he could drink.
He could, but he couldn't enjoy it. He could never understand why anybody did it. And what he did eat, quote unquote, was
when he got his
oil.
emotion. I thought when he got his emotion chip, whenever he tasted something for the first time, it was.
Oh yeah, that's revolting. Yeah, for sure. When he had the emotion chip, but he didn't spontaneously. He didn't spontaneously evolve emotions. The chip was implanted in him.
No, I understand, but he still was able to learn and adapt to his surroundings.
Yes, but
it wasn't a he wasn't programmed statically. He had learning algorithms. And
but he was never going to learn emotion. He could learn what emotion looked like, and he could learn what reactions to anticipate, but he could not understand the feelings behind them until he got the emotion chip. And then with the emotion chip, sure, but it didn't evolve. It was programmed for him.
Yeah. I don't know. If you watch through the seasons, you kind of sense him developing a type of emotion, or at least in a type of an emotional IQ that he was able to express.
No, okay, I don't disagree with that, but how much of that is familiarity with the character, both on the actor's part, the writer's parts, and the audience's part?
Well, yeah, this is all
and plugging emotion into it,
right?
This is all conjecture and hypothesis.
Well, sure, no, I get that. So I'm trying to take that out of it and say if this is really real, that there's no way that it's all programmed.
Well, if this is really real, then we're all programmed to adapt and adjust to stimuli.
I don't disagree with that.
And program is probably the wrong word to use for it, because that implies somebody created that instead of this. I don't
disagree with that either.
Instead of this just kind of coming about by trial and error through chemical reactions.
Trillions of years of evolution. Yeah, I don't buy that either. Yeah. So it's just another thing that I don't. So that doesn't compute for me either. Otherwise, if random chance for all of this, come on, that is astronomically just out of the question.
Statistically, it's not.
Statistically, it is.
No, not at all.
Okay, we can have this conversation during the conspiracy theory.
What's your next topic there, Jason? We've gone in circles.
So we still don't know what in the fuck Maddox's second lab was all about. They've just kind of glossed over that whole fucking plot
secret lab.
Yeah, it was the not secret lab. This is the secret lab.
Yeah, but he at the end wasn't at his secret lab. What happened? Why did he leave?
I think, and this is what I think. I think he took Dodge and other Dodge out, took them out of the area, released them onto the world, and he got caught.
I think that too. I think he was the one that took them out of this was the mission that he had to find out what the hell was going on. And so he took Dodge and other Dodge, took them out, gave Dodge the mission that if she got in trouble, she was supposed to find Picard, and gave other Dodge the mission that he didn't program her with the memories of Picard, didn't program her to have the strong feelings. All the other ones, well, not all the other ones.
It looks like he programmed her with some Romulan knowledge.
Uh-huh. So they were
because
both programmed
your
to
goal
like,
in-
yeah,
to infiltrate.
Yeah. The separate environments that they were at. Absolutely. Like, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Rob, but yeah, 100%. Rob is right.
Yeah. And he got caught. I'm thinking they were completely sentient and all that other good stuff like everybody else. And Maddox took both of them, took them off world to his not secret lab, reprogrammed them in terms of like putting the blocks in and then giving them the knowledge that they needed to go find out some information.
And I'm guessing that these two.
And then they were supposed to come back to that lab and not necessarily to home, kind of as a buffer thing. And then Maddox got in trouble.
Yep. And I think that these two were supposed to, or these two signed up. Like they volunteered, Daj and other Daj.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't they were created for this.
No,
they were
like,
they were like, hey, we have a mission. Who wants it? And they're like, we'll do it.
Okay. That's a lot of headcanon.
Bring it on. That's, it's enough for Crowley and I.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. Because I don't have a better explanation.
Perfect.
If Rob and I agree, man.
It must be right.
Yeah. Like the stars are lining, planets are at the zenith of their fucking whatever. Mercury is in retrograde. I don't know what the fuck any of this means, but something's happening, and I agree with Rob.
Perfect.
So Sutra acts a lot like Lore. Do you think she was built off of Lore's engrams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was. I think she actually absolutely was built with Lore's engrams. And then they were like, maybe we shouldn't do that again. If they're not, if Sung's kid is actually Sung's kid and not Lore, they were like, let's just do one of her.
Well, they did two of her.
Well, one of them's dead.
Yeah. So Jaina was the one that died on the.
I don't know.
Majid.
I don't think it's Lore's engrams. I think it's Data's or whatever, or however they were doing everybody else. I think she went batshit crazy because of her sister getting murdered by the Federation.
Well, and that's a good point, because at one point she says fascinating like Data.
Right.
When she said, I can't remember.
I think she's other Daj. She's Beta Daj.
You know who else says fascinating a lot? Vulcans.
True. Yeah. How did she learn to mind meld? I thought that was only a Vulcan thing. I didn't think that was a learnable thing.
Yeah, I got that on my thing. How does an android do a mind meld? That's like a telepathic type of ability.
It is, but that so here's the thing. So when that's the first time I went, that's Lore. That was the first time because of how he said, "Oh, clever girl." That's just it to me. That screamed Lore. It did not scream Sung. It screamed, "Oh shit, that's Lore."
Oh, that Spiner was Lore?
Yeah, like how he reacted. That's definitely something Lore would say.
Well, technically, Spiner did play Lore, Rob.
Oh yeah. Shut up.
You mean Alton? The character's name is Alton Sung.
I was thinking more in terms of not Daj.
I would watch a Good Eats episode with Alton Sung.
Alton Sung, yeah.
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown and Alton Sung, yeah.
Ooh,
I would watch that.
Little play on play.
I'm going to call him Good Eats Sung from now on.
Good Eats Sung.
Perfect.
Better than Guy Fieri Sung.
Oh, God. Light years.
Yeah. So, I don't want Sung in Flavortown.
Do you think Daj and other Daj are the first human-looking androids that they created? Other than if we're going with the whole idea that Lore is Alton or whatever. Do you think?
I think so, because I didn't see any others.
Everybody else
that
was
close.
gold. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
everybody else had body paint on.
They were all various shades of gold, or they had gold eyes, or there was some telling discernment that, they weren't quite right.
Are they part vampire?
No. No, they're not.
Because they were glittering in the sun, dude.
Yep. No, I got the reference there.
Okay.
Twilight guy. That's just not the thing.
Yeah, this isn't your Twilight Star Trek crossover fanfic.
I'm Team Jacob.
I bet you are.
Jacob. He's so dreamy.
Yeah,
And
I
hairy.
remember your
I
mom
don't
telling
know
me
what that
about
means. So
How you used to write your fanfic. She didn't know you were still doing it.
All right. So second line gets changed also.
I can't wait to hear this new haiku that you've written on the fly. Cannot wait. Looking forward to it. I'd like to hear the original one and then the new one for me.
Oh, the new one's just going to say "Die, Crowley, die" over and over.
All right, well, that's fine.
it's only 4 syllables.
I'll figure out a 5th one. Maybe "Die, Crowley, die, die," or "Die, Crowley, die."
Doesn't
Stab
really
you in
just-
the eye.
Clever. Yeah, you should. Yeah, no, you should
Stab
keep
you.
doing that. Yeah, I'd keep working on it, Rob. You got a few minutes left. You got time.
Well, I mean, we're only about 40 minutes into this thing, so we've still got another hour and a half.
I don't know if we could pull another hour and a half worth of content from a 45-minute episode.
Yeah, no.
Can I talk about how pissed off I was about that?
Well, you got to think of it being 2 episodes.
I get that it's 2 episodes.
It's a two-parter.
I understand that it's a 2-parter, but it's
Next
not a
week is only going to be
fucking hour.
15 minutes, so
I
it can
hate
make a
that.
full hour.
I absolutely
too.
hate that. I think that it does a disservice to the fans. I think it does a disservice to the show and to the writers, because the writing on this show up to this point has been pretty good. It's been really, really good. I have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed how they fleshed out the characters. I've enjoyed the dialogue that they've done. I don't understand why they can't get another 15 minutes out of it, especially with as much bullshit as they tried to pack into this one.
Yeah, they've still got a lot of threads that they need to close up. And there's going to be more questions that they're going to bring up in the next episode, because they're trying to write a cliffhanger for season 2.
No, I'm telling you right now, if there's a cliffhanger for season 2, I'm going to be pissed, because season 2, we're not going to get till 2025. And please, sweet Jesus, I don't care who dies. Just don't let Patrick Stewart die from COVID-19.
Yeah, they need to freeze him and then thaw him out.
2025.
They need to freeze him and then thaw him out when he's ready to start filming for the next season.
Yes.
He'll have to figure out how to use the 3 seashell method at that point. We'll be out of toilet paper.
Are they going to freeze the guy who plays Magneto?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're
Maybe.
best buds. They're best buds.
Right, their best bud. And then maybe he would come back, and like the unfreezing process would make him like Phoenix. And he'd find the ray guns. And then Patrick Stewart and I don't remember the old dude's name. They could fight. Ian McKellen, thank you. They can fight in the streets after Taco Bell has won the restaurant wars.
Okay.
I was wondering where you were going, because that was a really long fucking walk, and I wasn't following.
He was paralleling.
I know. I finally figured that out.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Look,
with
man,
you. I got a little lost there.
I just wanted to take a fucking walk, okay? Fucking cooped up here. All right. Self-isolation. Nobody to fucking talk to but my wife and my fucking 3-year-old.
And all your 3-year-old knows is Yoda.
That's all she knows is Baby Yoda songs. Get the fuck out of here.
Did anybody wonder about the magic imagination fixer?
Oh my God. Find the imagination song from South Park and just play it right there, because that's all I could think about the whole time. She's like, use your imagination.
Yeah, I see. I think it actually does something, and it's very scientific. I think she is ditzy android.
Yes, Saga is a little ditzy.
She is. I think she is a couple engrams short of a full tank.
Very nicely done, Rob.
Thank you.
Very nice. I can't wait to tell your mom. She'll be very proud of you.
Yeah, yeah. And okay, so she gets stabbed in the eye with a hummingbird thing, right?
Right.
And that kills her.
And that, yeah, exactly. How?
Yeah, in her perfect gold eye. Soong seemed to really love her perfect gold eye, which makes me think that he's lore even more.
Yep. Me too. That was one of those things that just screamed, why with golden eye? Unless you're like doing some kind of, head nod to the famous N64 game. Why?
There he went again. He's taking a walk.
He's been cooped up too long.
Yeah,
I have
yes.
no idea. No idea.
But like I mentioned before, this seems really kind of BSG Mass Effect-y. In fact, it follows the plot line of Mass Effect really, really closely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Citadel is this place, and they're about to activate the antenna.
Yeah. Which will
at
bring
about,
synths from another dimension in to kill all the biologics.
Right. So I'm thinking at about probably about 40 minutes or so into the show, it'll have a pause and it'll be a choose your own adventure. And you get to decide if you're going to go good or bad.
What about
Are
the
you gonna
third
merge?
option where you blend biologic and synth together?
Ooh.
But
Is
you,
there a line
but
to-
you would have had
No,
to have
that's a
done
totally
bunch
different-
of bullshit in the beginning. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it depends on.
And that's a totally different show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's blending synth and human or organic is,
Battlestar Galactica.
that's just a porn waiting to happen.
Is there an option to like try to get her to take her top off?
Yeah, you can get them to kiss.
Perfect.
Do
then
the
I'm all
love
for
scene.
it. Let's
The
do
love
that.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as it's not Agnes Girardi.
So in that same sort of vein, which hairstyle do you guys prefer? Kama Sutra or other Dodge?
Sutra.
Sutra.
Sutra. Yeah.
Outfit too.
Okay. Yeah. It was a nice outfit.
I don't want to
A
spoil
little
anything.
too Goldie.
but Yeah, your mom's cosplaying that.
Oh my God.
I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. I apologize, Rob. I do. I apologize. I'm done. No more mom jokes.
I look at this as just getting me back for all the corn shit I've pulled over the last few weeks.
Oh, that's a button that you just can't stop pushing.
No, it's not. It's really not, especially when she's wearing the slave girl outfit. Okay, that was it. Last one. Promise.
Oh, did anybody notice
I'm gonna
that
find-
Commodore O was on the Warbird at the very end?
So that's my question. That's my
And
last question.
back in her Romulan garb.
And
Right.
in a Romulan garb, right? But they called her Commodore. They addressed her as Commodore.
Well, because that's her title.
That's her title in Starfleet. Is that her title? I don't
They
ever
don't
remember
have
there
a
being
Commodore
Commodores
in Romulan.
right. So is this a Starfleet Romulan collaboration?
Possibly.
No,
Maybe she
I don't
has
think so.
agents.
Then
Maybe
why
she
did they
has
call her
agents.
Commodore?
Because I think the audience knows her as Commodore and they wanted to punch that into everybody's brain that this is Commodore O, because you didn't see her very long. It was a very brief scene and it was kind of a pull out scene or a zoom out scene. So
Okay. Well, that might be that. You might be right.
Well,
That's what it is.
that and saying Ryov or would be a little weird because that's a commander. Oh no!
Did you
no.
look it up? Did you look
Yes,
that
I
up?
did. Romulan officers. So a Commodore is equal to an Enryov, which is an admiral in Romulan. Oh wait, no. I'm wrong. I need to go over to the Romulan Tal Shiar, Ryov. So I was right the first time. RIOV, Ryov.
and this has been your Romulan command ranks lesson for the day.
I don't know. That's not.
Hey, it's on. No, that's not a memory alpha. But hey, it's on here.
It's on the internet, so it has to be true.
Damn straight.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So-
remember. I know there's Praetor. There's Sub Praetor. Those are, I believe, civilian quote unquote titles for.
Yeah, those aren't naval.
Yeah. I
titles.
remember Captain Tomalak because they dealt with Tomalak a lot in TNG. I remember Sela, but I think they just called her Commander Sela.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was Yar's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For those that may not have known.
Yeah, because Yar went back in
where's
time
she
on
at?
the Enterprise C and then had a kid.
Yeah.
Or she got captured
Yeah.
by Romulans and raped and then had a kid. Yeah.
Yep. And then the kid sided with the Romulans
Right.
because her dad was an admiral. In fact, if I remember right, didn't she call him Admiral?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I think you're right. I think Commodore is just what they used for the trailer or for the end of the show, right? Because they were like, here, let's remind everybody who she is.
Can you imagine?
But if not, it implies a Starfleet Romulan collaboration to take out this entire planet.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think at this point they've established that Starfleet is that involved.
Well,
I think they went down the path that Starfleet was infiltrated. To do a 180 like that at this point would be really shitty fucking writing.
Did Picard in his conversation with the Admiral where she told him to shut the fuck up with the CNC, was there any mention of O?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, then O's been outed.
Right.
So then O left. O knew she was going to get outed.
Probably.
And then she left and she's back. So no, it's not a cult. It's not a collaboration. No. All right. Well, I answered my own question. Thanks for letting me figure that out, guys.
You're welcome.
Good job.
We knew you'd come around.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. Final thoughts?
None.
No,
What'd y'all think about this episode?
I thought it was good. I thought it was short. I thought there was a lot packed into it. I thought the cold open was fantastic. I was disappointed with how it ended, but only because it probably ended too soon for me. So
it should have ended with the dudes coming out of subspace.
Yeah.
Warp.
That's absolutely how it should have ended, with Romulans surrounding the planet.
Yeah. I didn't think this episode was as tight as other episodes in the series. I think it meandered a little bit too much. It kind of wove in its own lane.
Sutra looked pretty tight.
Yeah, she did.
Well,
Yeah,
so eye candy aside, just the writing and the whole Borg thing. They dropped by the Borg to, see Elnor and Seven one last time. It's kind of hey, we just dropped by to see how you guys were doing, and we're going to go do our own thing now. See ya.
But they did that a lot in this episode, right? So there was the Borg that kind of popped up and then went away. Elnor popped up and went away. Picard's syndrome, what was the name of it? Whatever he's got, his syndrome popped up and went away. His ability to finally show some kind of emotion, but not really, with Rafi, popped up and went away. Like Agnes, for whatever reason, decides to side with the synths with Sung, and like there's no rhyme or reason to it other than she's trying to atone for something, but by atoning for something, she's going to turn on Jean-Luc and
she flips
Rios.
more than a fucking flapjack.
Right, which makes me think that like Picard, like this is going to be like Picard's big thing. It's like she's the ace in the hole, and he knows it. Like, and he set it up from the beginning.
Oh, you think so?
Because she'll flip because that's all she does is flip. She's like worse than goddamn politicians. And he's going to get what's her face to flip, other Dodge. I mean, that's why he's putting him under house arrest, which, by the way, that's something only Lore would know. That's not something that Sung's son would know. It's something that Lore would know about Picard because he's dealt with Picard and he knows Picard can get people to come to his side. And he knows Picard is a great speech maker.
Well, unless he and Maddox had conversations about Picard. Which I'm not sure why Picard would come up in conversation with Maddox. I mean, Maddox was never that close with Picard. He knew Picard, but
he battled Picard in the courtroom.
Yeah, just that once. But I don't know that they really had any interaction after that point.
No, and it wasn't even him battling. It was Commander Riker.
Right.
So you're right. I that's why when he opened his eyes and he's like, on that planet with bedazzled vajayjay, he was like, oh, it's Admiral Picard. What? Why do you know? How do you remember this? This was 30 years ago that you had this out with him.
I can see him being able to recognize Picard. I mean, Picard was pretty prolific, especially during the Romulan rescue.
I guess. I get that. I'm reading the book too, the Last Best Hope. Yeah, that book's so fucking good.
It is.
Oh my God. If you haven't read that book and you want some backstory on some stuff, man, this book is it. So good. So good. So yeah, I guess whatever. I'm all right with it. I just thought it was weird without a little, but that's the whole thing, right? That's why you end these episodes so early. And there's a lot of exposition and a lot of backstory and a lot of ways to catch the audience up to certain things that you can do in an extra 15 minutes that they're just not doing.
Yep. No, I would love to see another 15 minutes in this episode and probably the next episode that's also going to be 45 minutes long.
If the season finale is 45 minutes long and it ends on a cliffhanger, just expect me to rant about it next week.
We'll have the bingo cards ready.
Yeah, get them ready because I will be fucking hot.
No, I mean, that was my whole fucking complaint for the first half of the series were the 40-minute episodes.
But, okay, and you're right, and I should have got on board with you then, and I didn't. And the reason I didn't was because I thought they were trying to pick up the pace a little bit to get to the action. Like, yeah, I would have wanted longer episodes. I think I even said that, but I was okay with where it was. Now we're getting to crunch time where you've literally got 2 episodes left, right? This one and then the next one. And you need time to tie up those loose ends. You need time to put a bow on everything. And they don't have time.
Yep.
I mean, they do because they could absolutely just do it, but they're not. And I don't know if it's a production issue. Like, okay, so this is going to go out on CBS All Access here in America and on Netflix everywhere else. So for CBS All Access, we want to make this like TV, like what Americans are used to. And then on Netflix, like whatever, like it doesn't matter. So I just don't get it. I don't understand the thought process behind it. I really wish somebody would explain it to me because it's literally pissing me off.
Any other thoughts?
Nope.
James.
Yes, sir.
Got a question for you.
Yeah.
This episode of Star Trek Picard at In Arcadia Ego, Part 1, is it more sci-fi than 11/22/63?
You know, I want to answer that question with a question. Several questions, actually, Jason. Did 11/22/63 have space orchids?
It did not.
Did it have disruptors?
Not that I remember.
Did it have cloaking devices?
I don't think so, no.
Yes, it did.
What?
Yeah, the place was cloaked. Remember, he tried to get back up into the thing. He had to step up into the closet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when he was in the past, he had to kind of wander around to find the door to the
Fine,
future.
you know what? Fuck it. 11/22/63 more sci-fi than this episode.
Nice.
Fucking assholes. That's what you get. That's what you get.
Perfect. Love
Dicks.
it. Yeah.
Rob, why don't you lay us on with your new and improved haiku?
Oh, man. All right. So this one is called Data's Harem. Other Dodge finds home. Kama Sutra is crazy. 7, please kill James.
Oh, Jerry Ryan. Jerry Ryan, you got to call me. Like, I don't care. You can kill me. I don't care, but you got to call me. Pick up that phone, dial that number, girl.
But you got to stay 6 feet away.
6 feet away, that's all right. You know what? Me and Rob's mom were waiting for you to call.
Who's got awards?
I do.
Let's start with Rob. Rob, who's got your Black Lung Award?
I gave the black lung to the space orchids for burning up in the atmosphere.
Okay. James?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm actually, for this one, I'm taking away all of my black lungs that I gave to Rios in this series because he was chewing on a cigar. You don't chew on a cigar. You respect the cigar. Ugh.
Wow.
So I'm taking it away.
Okay. Well, mine's going to go with the space orchids as well, just for the same reason that Rob gave his, for burning up in the atmosphere. James, who's got your head lush?
Richard Dawson, because I didn't see anybody drink.
Rob?
I gave it to just organics in general because we get a little parched in this hot weather.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. That was really the only like drinking reference.
That's true. So mine's going to Richard Dawson as well because I'm not as clever as Rob to come up with the parched.
That's right.
award.
I'm clever.
Your mom says the same thing. She's very proud of your cleverness.
Rob, who's got your player?
I give it to Narek for trying to con the stupid android for his bag of tricks.
Okay. And I'm afraid to ask James, who's got your player?
Well, I do for seducing Rob's mom.
Damn it, I knew it.
No, I give it to, I'm going to give it to Sutra because goddamn, she is like, she doesn't like, she just is walking seduction. That is what she is.
Yeah. Yeah. She's actually going to get mine too. She played just about everybody there. So especially Narek, I think she's playing him hardcore.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, she even told him, she telegraphed it, right? She's like, I was wondering if my want to kill you would outweigh my need for you to use you.
Yeah.
So,
all right, James, who's got your purple hippo?
My purple hippo is going to go to Agnes.
Okay.
Because and the reason is because she is standing literally in the like her life's goal. In the middle of it is all of this AI, this artificial life, this sentient life that has been created by what we think is man, Bruce Maddox and lore, or, Good Eats Soon. And so you got to think that she's just like, she's trying to process all of it and having a hard time.
Yeah. Rob?
Mine's going to go to, what's her face? Stupid android.
Oh,
I
Saga.
don't remember what her name. Yeah, Saga. Sure. Mine's going to go to Saga just because, her acting, or not her acting, her whole mannerism thing, she's tripping balls the entire time, it seems like.
Okay.
Wasn't she the one that like touched Picard's face too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So she, she's hitting the android sauce, whatever that is.
All right. So mine's going to go to Jean-Luc himself. Because at the beginning of the show, he was sitting there. They were riding through the trans warp conduit, and all these flashy lights were on the screen in front of him. And he looked like he was tripping balls watching those flashing lights go by. He just had this awestruck look on his face, like, "Oh my God, I am so high, and this is the best fucking laser show ever."
Yeah.
So JL's
and then when he was out of it.
Oh yeah. Like, then he passed out.
Thank you all for coming. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that about?
Well, that was his whatever syndrome he has. I know in TNG, the last, All Good Things, they called it Irremotic syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they're calling it here. It's something similar though in his parietal lobe that's going nuts. So, yeah, I think that's what that is because he passed out and he was kind of out of it and incoherent. And then when Agnes brought him back, he was still like confused, like, what the fuck? Where am I? How did I get here?
Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to touch on before we end the show involved that and the butterfly that Alton Soong was talking about in the show, because that sparked a thought in my head that had to do with a Chinese philosopher, Zhuangzi. And you may recognize the quote or a paraphrase of the quote, but one of the translations of the quote is, once upon a time, I, Shuang Zhao, dreamt I was a butterfly fluttering hither and thither, a veritable butterfly enjoying itself to its full bent and not knowing it was Zhuang Zhao. Suddenly I awoke and became myself, the veritable Zhuang Zhao. Now, I do not know whether it was then I dreamt I was a butterfly or whether I am now a butterfly dreaming I am a man. Between me and the butterfly, there must be a difference. This is an instance of transformation. So I don't know. This may be second year lit major kind of thinking or imagery, but is it possible that Picard's not awake?
Oh, that all of this is a dream?
Or this last part of it?
Wow. No.
Okay.
I think you're looking too much into it.
And I might be. I probably am.
Quit doing so much research.
Well, don't quit doing research. You're the only one on the show that does. Are you talking like this is going to just be a Dallas thing?
No, I don't know if it's a Dallas thing. I don't think the entire experience would be part of his unconscious self, but maybe this last part with them coming out of transwarp on would be part of some dream of his. It just seems awfully convenient that he gets to say goodbye to both Seven and Elnor. The whole space orchid thing is just really fucking weird. And the Soong thing, I think, might be kind of a throw off. I don't know.
Unless this next episode is 2 hours long, like a legit 2 hours, there's no way that that's a thing.
You're probably right.
Because they would have to explain a lot. I honestly think like the orchid thing, they just needed some kind of plot device, and that's what they came up with on the fly.
Yeah.
I'd like to change my purple hippo to Jason.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. I think, in fact, you get my purple hippo too. So congratulations.
Perfect. Good job, Jason.
Thanks. That's all we got for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo.
Read this.
Podcrawl music is Snack Mix by
Barely.
Machette. Buck off, Rob. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord, on Twitter at status_podcast, or you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. If you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon. For this week, I'm Jason.
Shut the fuck up, Crowley.
God damn it. Your mom's going to be really mad that you're using that language.
And we'll talk to you next week. James Doohan?
Yeah. Maybe he was Scottish. No, wait.
James Doohan was Scottish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody's
He was a World War II war hero.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
He's also in space now.
He is. Part of him is.
Yeah. Some of them
what
is.
part?
The
I
left
just want.
nut.
I was going to say I want my penis launched off when I die into space. Like, I don't want to be cremated. Just fucking lop it off.
Lob it off and throw it up there.
Send it out there.
Right.
Be the littlest rocket.
Make little Crowleys everywhere.
Yeah, that's all I want. The littlest rocket in space.
Be some planet way out where. What is this?
Just throw it out the airlock. I don't give a fuck. Just get it up on the space station and fucking whip that thing out the airlock.
But what if you don't get enough velocity and then it comes down and it lights itself on fire?
Get Tom Brady up there and let's launch that thing into fucking orbit, man.
I mean, I hear he's looking for a job.
I want my cock to orbit the Earth at least 4 times before it burns up in a glorious fucking blaze of. It won't even be a blaze; it'll just be poof.
Be a puff of smoke.
Poof, yeah, until it just turns into a puff of smoke as it re-enters the atmosphere.
We've got a bogey on our site on our sights.
Yeah, there you go.
What the hell? Russia's trying to missile us again.